Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings here in Mendham. And yes, we're doing the Linux thing some more, so that's what's over there. you know, it's the desktop and such. So this time it's Ubuntu, all these stupid names, and you know, it's just it's like everything with the world. It's just not the way it should be. Everything should be so much better than it is, and this is one of those things that just nothing, it just shouldn't be this. All these years invested, it should be better, and it's just disappointing that it's not. But it's nice that this software seems to work, and you can actually do some things. So I just do a little bit of this just for the hell of it. They have this bar on this Ubuntu thing, and it doesn't do anything. It just stays there all the time, and it's really, when you have the desktop clear, it's like irritating because it's still there. You're like, I don't want that there. It shouldn't be there. It's just always there, and you can't make it go away. As far as I can find out, it's impossible to get rid of it unless you put other bars on top of it, which isn't getting rid of it. And it's just really irritating. But what its purpose is, it's like all the menu items for the different things you might have open end up over there. So when you mouse over it, they pop up over there. And you can do this little, smash things into it, and it full screens, which is kind of nice. So that if you're full screening, it's a nice feature because it utilizes the space, and then you have your little crappy icons for your little getting around things and such. So that's okay, but that's all it's good for, and otherwise it sucks. And then they have a launcher that, see, it doesn't always work. Doesn't always pop open. So you're almost like, well, maybe I should have it open all the time if it's not gonna, reliably. I mean, I have it set as high as the settings go for sensitivity, and it just, it's just not too good. Anyway, so I don't think there's nothing else interesting to say beyond nothing works exactly the way it should, and you have to fix everything. And it's like even getting the background image to change. You can't do it. Or with your images. You have to use their images. And it's complicated. You have to go, they're like in a secret directory, and you have to change the permissions on the files and do all kinds of secret stuff. And it's like, why? They're just fucking background images. Why can't I put any images in there? Well, why is background images some sort of secret thing? Some kind of in the code thing. It's just, that's too simple a feature to fuck up. It's like they even have a little clipboard manager, so you can go back and get your clippings, and the one that's supposed to work doesn't work, and the one that does sort of work doesn't really work, but you have to open a history and then say, oh, okay, there they are. Now I can pick one of those, but you have to do more than one click to get to it. Stupid. But anyway, I mean, at least it's something, not nothing. So anyway, compared to Ubuntu, compared to that other stupid Manjaro, Ubuntu is really slow on my computer too. I mean, it takes a really long time for anything to load. Like, I don't think I have Skype loaded. So let's load Skype, and you'll see it's going to take it like forever. Dun dun dun. It's going to take it quite a while before it will open. It's not like it's a little slow. It's like really, 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 really slow. And it does that with even like Firefox. If I don't have it already opened, it'll just take a long time before it will finally open. So Skype's still working on it. Their icon is half opened. There! Oh, it's starting to open! That had to be at least 60 seconds, right? And it still isn't there. And I have to type in my password for some dopey reason. Well, why the hell do I have to do that? I mean, it's just so stupid. I have a very long password. Uh, it's just, why do I even have to have a password? Can't I just say it's my computer? I don't. No one else is here. Fuck you. I don't need all this security shit. Can I just disable everything that has to do with my keyboard and my mouse? And it's so bad. So you can just see that it's just performance hell. I mean, that's just terrible. This is not a bad computer. I mean, frankly, it's got a quad processor and it's not a piece of shit. I mean, it's not the best, but it's really not that bad. And this performance is clunky. So, like I said, but look, it's doing this video thing. See this video over there, and I can move it around, do shit, and that's all very interesting. So that's not all bad. You know, it's not completely shit, but yeah, it should be better. Should be better. So I guess I'll just make that the theme of this video a little bit. I don't really have anything, so yeah, so it's just going to be me desperately seeking some kind of subject, which I don't have. You know, sorry. Just been, you know, I've been wasting a bunch of time just on little things. Just, you know, a couple of hours at least on this stupid background issue. You know, just trying to find a solution, because it doesn't work. So, all right. So anyway, so the modern mystic he's singing songs now, which is funny. And what song was that? I was thinking that song, Just a Gigolo, because, you know, he's just doing this. We're all just human, and we're all just can't do anything. We can't, you know, we can't get out of our own way, and we're just failures, and we always have to rape women because we can't help ourselves. And, you know, some of that's true. Yes, we're all scumbags on the inside. But I've said it before, once you recognize that, then you have some internal weapon. So as soon as you recognize I'm not performing as well as I should, then you know you have to go practice more, right? If you're trying to do the Olympics thing or something, you know, get a stopwatch and you figure out, hey, I'm too slow, I gotta go faster. The other guys go faster, I can go faster, and so you try to go faster. So I mean, this whole thing of recognizing we're scum, good, yeah, do that. But just don't pretend that that doesn't mean anything, that you don't have to, oh, well, I have to do something about that, like try a little bit harder. I have to have a little program that says, no, do better than that, you know, try. And it's okay to fail. It's not really okay, but I'm just saying, since I fail, you know, I have to say it's okay because, you know, as I fail. So, you know, I had visitors today, so I did get a pack of cigarettes. Very, you know, fans. You know, it's just kind of strange to be something that people would come visit, you know, like a ball of string or something. It's like I'm some sort of thing, you know, that, hey, let's go visit that. You know, it's worth visiting, you know, on your way to, you know, Minnesota or something. Oh, let's stop by at that, you know, thing and go look at it. So it is kind of strange. Weird, even. But, you know, as people, you know, it's interesting, all, you know, interactions are interactions, and they're all, you know, there's a story behind them all. You can make a story out of them all, something like that. So they all have some sort of value in terms of giving you some sort of context. Yes, so I didn't get axe murdered or anything, so it wasn't terrible. And I got a couple of cigarettes out of the deal, so it's good. Yeah, don't smoke. Bad for you. Seriously, waste of money, waste of chemistry, just totally useless. So yeah, that's sort of this whole thing. We should try to be inspiring each other to do better and try harder, and, you know, blah 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 blah. That should be sort of the general focus. And you know, even when people are motivated to do that, like I said, this whole open source software thing, it's like you think all these people are really motivated just to make a product that works and makes people happy and all that kind of crap. But it's, you know, this Ubuntu sort of, it smelled a little bit like, you know, the Android thing, you know, with Google, and you know, it becomes commerce, and you know, people selling a bunch of crappy little software, and you know, some of it sucks, and commercials. I mean, I wonder if that's going to happen to Linux. You know, they're going to start having software that has commercials built into it. You know, paid software or free software, they'll be all commercials. It's like cable TV with commercials now. You know, it's like paid TV, you know, with commercials. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, it just doesn't look that appealing. But it's not Microsoft, and you know, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's Microsoft isn't just bad because it's Microsoft now. It's bad because the software also sucks. I mean, Windows 10 is just obnoxiously unpleasant to use. So yes, you know, I don't hate Linux, but it's there really is a huge difference from these different kinds. So I'm just trying some different ones. I think I'm going to move to the puppy one now because it seems to me that might be the most rational approach in terms of development. I guess all these people have a different attitude, so they have to have their different unique version of the software, and you know, they all go in kind of very different directions, I guess, in some respects. I don't know. It just seems like, you know, Ubuntu has like a giant swap file, so it's copying like the Windows thing. It even creates a different partition on the hard disk for it. So, I mean, it's not mobile. It's not the kind of thing I tried putting on an SD card, and, you know, it was almost useless. I mean, it worked, but you couldn't do much changing or adding on because there was absolutely nothing left on an 8 gigabyte card. So I guess you have to use a much bigger one. Yeah, so it's not, you know, and like I said, it runs so slow. I mean, it takes 2 minutes to just load before, you know, and I don't, you know, it's just really clunky. Like I said, my experience, compared to Manjaro, which is really, really fast by comparison. So, I mean, I don't know what it's all these little bells and whistles I don't really think I want. I just want it to be able to run the software. So, in a way, you know, let everything be an add-on. You know, like even if I want background images, let that be a program, a separate one or something. So then you don't have all this, you know, extra preloaded crap that doesn't seem to work very well with each other. And you can make a mess really easy. So that's another thing, like another life lesson is, you know, I guess that's what deters people from trying to fix things, is that so many times when people attempt to fix something, they break it worse. I mean, you can almost argue that Obamacare was kind of a, you know, for everything fixed, there was another thing broken just as bad as the fix was necessary. So you didn't really advance the game any. And so when you start to mess with these Linux things, you can make a mistake and you're done. You know, you've just fucked everything, but you're never going to figure out what you did, and you're never going to be able to figure out how to undo it. That's another thing that's really funny about it, is they all think everybody knows this jargon. You know, they think everybody knows what a GNOME is, or what a XFSL thingy is, or what some, and so even when you go looking on help files, it's all in their jargon, like they're talking to each other, these people that are familiar with it. And it's like, as an outsider, you're just saying, well, so you're not going to let me fix anything because you're not going to even explain what the fuck all that bullshit you just said was. And so that's kind of useless, you know, in terms of making it viable as an operating system for somebody who's to switch to, you know, because the learning curve is pretty steep. And I'm just not interested in a way. I really just don't want to learn all that. I don't want to know an operating system shouldn't be like that. It should do this. It should like do the operating. It's the system. It should do the stuff. I shouldn't have to do anything. It should pretty much. I just say, you know, I want to change the background. How do I? You know, should be able to just do a little software that says background changer. So you know, it shouldn't be complicated. But anyway, shouldn't. So, thing that came up in conversation with the visitors was that you know, just this idea that you're just trying to find a game that you can somehow contribute to, you can be useful somehow while you're here. But you know, you don't really can't in any way support the being here thing. You know, in terms of you can't subject anybody else to trying to maneuver through a life without ending up in some way a cripple, you know, and damaged by your experience here on Earth. And clearly there's a lot of damaged people, you know, living very fake lives, you know, pretending they're decent and caring, and they're really, you know, wife beaters and rapists and all kinds of other nasty shit. And so yeah, when you just look at it on the face of it, there's, you know, most people are not terribly, they're not strung very well in a lot of ways. It's not a very well made the facade we wear, the life we live. It's just not very well made. It's made out of a lot of crap that distorts our perspective and makes us resentful or angry or bitter or lonely or sad or something. There's always some sort of crap, and then people try to compensate that with these, you know, the cheap painkillers of drugs and booze and you know, cheap relationships and you know, just too much of the too many visits to the drunkatorium or the candy store or the whatever, you know, just, you know, too many bad addictions. And you know, but we still defend our lives for some dopey reason. We have this impulse to defend ourselves because we're still in the ego game. We're still in the, you know, rationalize and excuse, you know. So even if you come in last in the marathon, you know, there'd be somebody there to greet you and say, "Job well done, excellent, way to go." You know, you came in last, you know. But yeah, there's somebody will pin a badge on you for it. You know, there's a prize for everything because we're just so in need of whatever. We need a defense lawyer. We need the sense that we're doing okay even when we're not doing okay. And you know, like I said, I'm guilty of some of those rationalizations. Unfortunately, it just is. I'm guilty. And yeah, so yeah, I just gotta do better. But you know, this might help. Technology might help. We'll see. I'm just saying, you know, I should find some websites or some videos, and this is really great. I can, you know, and there's just nobody to respond to anymore. So it is kind of funny that I have a much better response tool, and there's nobody to respond to. Which is funny. Ha 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 ha. That's not really funny, I guess. So I was going to do the Drunken Peasants thing just to, you know, and so I watched one of their episode from a couple of weeks ago, and it was just so bad, and you're just like, oh man, why do people even, why did they pay to watch this? This is like pay-per-view. You know, and you know, they're paying for the creation of this crap, and so they're going through another phase where they were going to take some time off and, you know, improve the show and all that kind of crap. And so, you know, Paul Zigo and the Amazing Atheists have been making like the live room thing where they just, you know, talk to the commenters kind of thing, like blog TV of old. and which I never really got. You know that. You know, I really never. Yeah, I never found those rooms too entertaining myself. But that's just me. You know, it's just me. I mean, it'd be better if people had conversations. You know, even if Paul and the Amazing Atheist had a conversation, that would be more interesting than this. You know, talking to the trolls and, you know, having them ask you inanely stupid questions so you can create some stupid answer kind of thing. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't even, you know, so I think the new episode was this Friday. I'm not sure, but yeah. Didn't bother looking because I just don't see that it's going to improve any. There was no evidence, no indication that there was anything new coming out of these people's personalities. So there's little hope. It'll just be troll the trolls, pretty much. Yeah. So there's just really nothing to, you know. But I am supposed to work on the website, and I really didn't do much on that. And nobody else helped it either, so yeah, so it didn't see, look, I click on something and it's kind of slow getting to, you know, even switching between programs is not exactly immediate. So I mean, I know nobody posted any new comments and I didn't write any new writing, and so, but yes, I have to work on it, so I'll do that eventually. Yeah, yeah, the other thing about it, they put the, you know, the thing where you close the window, it's on the other side for some reason. I don't know exactly why that's a good idea. I guess they want to push everybody over to the toolbar thing. So, but this bar at the top, I've always, you know, and then you can load a thing that puts a new bar on it, some XFLE thingy, right? It doesn't have a name that you can understand. It's just some acronym, and, you know, I don't know what it is, and I'm saying, well, should I load that thing? It sounds like it does a whole bunch of shit that maybe I don't want to do it. But then it puts another bar down here at the bottom, and you're just like, no, I don't want any more fucking bars. No more bars. Fill this one up, and then you can have a new one. So until this one's all full, I don't want no new bars nowhere. But yeah, it's just so annoying. I just don't know why it's, you know, they don't make it possible so it goes away and you can just push things into it. Why does it have to always be there, annoying me? I don't like that. So this is distorted because I had to compress it to fit. So yeah, the screen is really stretched. So you have to, it doesn't look quite as hideous as this image. Yeah, that bar really bothers me. Anyway, okay, I'll try to let it go. It's hard though. But even look, see, this is like the load software thing here, and it's got like this ad on it or something, and then these are editor. I don't want editor picks, and I don't want recommended. I don't want all this crap. You know, so it's just looking very promo-y and ugh. So I'm really not liking that at all. At all. And I loaded this Adam thing, it didn't work. Nothing works. First, it's not in their repository, and then if you try to load it separately, it won't load. I mean, it just, I don't know, it just, it's not very good. Not good enough, as is life and everything. It's just, we don't seem to be able to do things right, so we probably shouldn't do anything at all. That's the theme here, I think. But, you know, we're stuck here in this role of having to fix it because no one else is going to. You know, that's another thing that keep emphasizing, but there's nobody else to show up to save the day. We have to do it. So whatever the world's going to be, it's going to be it, because when we had a conversation about what the world was going to be, you pretty much said something like, well, I don't care. You know, and, you know, you gotta care. You gotta, you know, just raise your hand and say, yes, I understand. Raise your hand and say, yes, I understand. That's not too much to ask, is it? Apparently, for many it is. But anyway, so I guess I'll cut this short and try to make some. So just a fair warning, I might make a couple of videos, and I'll just put right in the title Linux. All right, so I'll just be a couple of Linux videos where I just do some what I did partially here, some conversation about my experience, and maybe some advice. I don't know. You know, it's hard to know what's applicable. Because you don't know what's not going to work on somebody else's computer. It'll be a whole different set of things that won't work on your computer than would work on mine. But anyway, I'll think about that. Doing something like that anyway. Because there's a certain amount of time. You know, you say, okay, if I spend a certain amount of time trying to learn how to work this thing, how much is a reasonable amount of time just to be able to use an operating system and get everything to mostly work in mostly an efficient manner without crashing. So that's the other test. Now the Manjaro I've had running for over a week and a half without having to reload it, you know, without rebooting, and it hasn't crashed on the one computer. So that's a good sign. This Ubuntu, you know, everything just started freezing. So it did a, you know, it didn't do a blue screen of death, but it was pretty much the same thing where everything just crawled to nothing and you couldn't do anything. Nothing would happen. You could still move the mouse, but nothing would happen. So I'll have to see if it's prone to that kind of crap, because that'll be kind of unacceptable, I guess. You know, I mean, a little bit of slowness I can accept, but if it's gonna crash like when I'm making a video or something, yeah, that's not acceptable. So anyway, so hopefully something, like I said, I'll try to do something, do something creative here, make some slides or charts or do something. I'll try. It's just, yeah, a lot of just a lot of things I'm working on. You know, the physics thing, this thing, yeah, a lot of stuff. I'm just not like goofing off here. You know, I am busy. And I think a lot. Thinking hurts. You know, mostly. Alright, so anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. So, till the next time, and such, and so forth, and whatnot, and try to do better. Stop recording. Alright, so hopefully it's a video, and such.